Hello guys, it's Will here, and I wanted to make a quick video because this has been something that's been on my mind for a little bit, that I sort of throughout my day have been processing, and I remembered it a while ago and then forgot about it, and then I just remembered it now as I was doing the dishes, so I wanted to briefly go over it so I could have this on my channel. So this is my theory that trauma at an early age in your life can actually be helped, healed, and once the pain and the suffering and the emotional turmoil is gone, it can actually end up equaling a gift. When you are traumatized at a young age to whatever forms of trauma there are, whether it was violence or something that alerted you, woke you up, started your mind processing things early on as a child, you'll probably find yourself older now and in a state of depression. This is typically because you overthink. You overthink a lot. Your brain is constantly processing thoughts. Thoughts are coming in and out of your brain. You're probably not focused. You're probably unable to finish tasks easily. You find yourself staying late up night. You have a great imagination. You could be a people person, you could not be a people person, but ultimately, to simplify this, is when you experience trauma at a young age, your brain starts, your brain starts to work at a faster speed. Now this can become a problem because if you are a negative person, you don't have a good internal system of uplifting yourself, you might find yourself thinking a lot of negative things at once. And this is when it becomes a problem, because instead of thinking one bad thing and, maybe feeling bad about it for a little bit, I'm gonna think 20 million bad things. Now, that's an exaggeration, but I'm gonna think 50 bad things, and then I'm gonna be able to rationalize it of why they're bad, and I'm gonna strengthen those bad thoughts, and it's gonna bring me down. Because everything that goes on in here then goes to here, then makes you feel in here, thus then going back up to this, strengthening that loop. So trauma causes the brain to be overactive, and if you are thinking negative based off your trauma that you had, you're going to be more susceptible to depression. So the point that I wanted to make in this video is you don't have to be like this for the rest of your life. You don't have to think negatively for the rest of your life. You don't have to be depressed. You don't have to pick up a drug to numb your pain. It is possible, everything is possible on the inside. We can redevelop our minds and our hearts from the inside. We are what we absorb. And what we absorb, we take in, and we can work with it inside, and we can fix ourselves. So I wanted to show you guys two options of something that you can find in the world that has been left for us that can help you take those negative thoughts, exit them out of your mind, and turn them back into positive. So we have two options. Option one is Jesus, the teachings of Jesus. And I'm not saying just read the Bible. I'm saying get a proverb book or a devotional book and just take some time. They're usually $5 and they're totally worth it. But you take the time and you can read it whenever you're feeling stressed. Open to a random page and read it. And my experience is that the random page that I open to in that moment will always address what I'm going through at that point. So I'm going throughout my day, I think something super negative, I open my Jesus book. And here's the example. I want you to see me quietly caring for the hurting, the desperate, and the poor. I want you to see that nothing escapes my eye. No hurt is too trivial and no dilemma too small to command my care. I am the God of kings. I am the God of the sparrows and the lilies. Hannah of old prayed for years for a son. I heard her the first time, of course, but I answered in my time, not Hannah's. She didn't give up, but continued to cry out to me, because her will and mine were one. She wanted what I wanted. Hannah lifted up my desire with her own, and ultimately her prayer was for my honor. We both wanted a son for her, and the prayer was answered. Her story and the birth of Samuel. It is encouraged to you to search your heart for my heart when you pray, and to not give up. Trust my purpose, trust my caring, and trust my timing. So we can look at this multiple ways. You can look at it as there's a deity out there that died for your sins, that exists in the world sort of as a spirit level, and that you can call to it and it will fill you with peace. That's personally what I believe, because I don't really have a problem believing that. Or you can see it as a complex construction that works with the human brain, integrated into our very design, that if we think this way, if we follow this, it can actually fill us with peace. Peace is actually attainable at any time during the day through the mind. This is powerful. If you are feeling depressed, you can rid yourself through navigating through the neural pathways through your brain. And these teachings are a great way to do that. So we have that option. We have Jesus. And then I wanted to share another option with you, and then I'm going to get to the final point of this, is we have the Tao Te Ching. And this book is about basically taking I'm going to probably not do a great job at this, but this is my current understanding, is the less you understand, the less, this is what I take away from this book, is the less that you understand about the world, the less reasons, the less ways you have to down yourself. Society is a construct of what other people think and what has become mainstream trends and things like that. And a lot of times those trends give us reasons to hate ourselves. This is basically saying you can take all those things in your mind and get rid of them. So somebody calls me a name. They say, Will, you're an idiot. Now, I hear that, it goes into my mind, I'm programmed to believe that if someone insults me, I should feel a type of way. But what if I have no self? What if somebody says, Will, you're an idiot, and it just goes through me? Because who is Will? Does Will exist? I have no self. You cannot insult someone that doesn't exist. I don't believe in the concept of name calling, of you downing me, because I've deleted that from my brain. I can go through life, people can honk at me and I won't fear it. People can tell me, oh, you're not rich enough, and I won't care, because this book is a great way of sort of understanding how you can remove understanding. And the less you understand, you're not necessarily stupid. You're just less bothered by the things in life. And this one is a little bit more, I wouldn't say advanced, but a little bit different than this. I think if you could intertwine these two, oh my gosh, it's amazing. But this, Jesus, he can help you. Now, I do want to read a bit of a passage from this, because I did read from that and I don't want to be biased. Okay, so let's find a page that I like. The world had a beginning, which we call the Great Mother. Once we have found the mother, we begin to know what our children should be. When we know we are the mother's child, we begin to guard the qualities of the mother in us. She will protect us from all danger, even if we lose our life. Keep your mouth closed and embrace a simple life, and you will live carefree until the end of your days. If you try to walk your way into a better life, there will be no end to your trouble. To understand the small is clarity. Knowing how to yield is called strength. To use your inner light for understanding regardless of danger is called depending on the constant. Now, I don't have a full understanding of this yet, but what I will say is the less you focus on, the less you desire, the simpler your life will be, and the more you'll live peacefully and worry-free inside. Because a lot of our problems come from inside. So I walk into a situation, my car breaks down before I go to work. Yeah, my car's broke down, yes, that is convenient, but the worst part of that is how it makes me feel. The worst part of that problem that I'm experiencing is how I'm feeling, the anxiety that I have about my car. The anxiety that I feel about not being able to make it on work. The fear that I'll get fired. All those things make that problem 10 times more worse, and they're not necessary. And if you have been traumatized early on in your life, your engine is running faster. You're gonna be processing more negative things. So this is why it is highly helpful for you to look to the spiritual, to look to the science, you could say, of the internal, of the mind and the heart. The science of the mind and the heart. Faith. things that can make your life better, bring you to peace throughout the day. And I want to end this on this, is how can we take trauma and turn it into something that is beneficial? How can we find meaning in what's been done to us? Through clearing that out, clearing that pain out through these doors, opening these doors and throwing that out. And then what you have left over is an overactive imagination that you can use. You have an overactive mind that can think quickly. You can make an album in a month if you put your mind to it. You can write a book in a day if you put your mind to it. You can think about anything. You can plan anything and you can do it. Because you now have an overactive mind, but you just need to clear it out. And you can do that. Believe me. So that is how you can take trauma and turn it into a gift. Try it for yourself and you'll see the way. Thank you.